In the midst of this turmoil between the 12th and 14th centuries came the Black Death. Much like current times, the pandemic shifted the entire power structure. Its devastation to society cannot be understated. Gaze upon this picture by 14th century Dutch painter Peter Bruegels. The triumph of death depicts hell on earth. It washed off more than half of the peasant population.
But those who were left were now confronted with the uncertainty of death and didn't give a fig of the rules of the lords. In this crisis of labor, they were now quite aware of their own labor power. The counter-movements and rebellions started again. The entire villages organized themselves to stop paying taxes and fines. The Counterrevolution began, and this counter-revolution was targeted at women's sexuality, like my own sexuality. Throughout the medieval period, and still often today, having too many children is undesirable. That's why I only use homosexuality as my birth control. Therefore, various forms of birth control were used by women to attempt to limit the children they had. Sterility potions or maleficia were commonly used, along with the practice of sodomy, abortion, and infanticide. After the population and labor crisis caused by the Black Death of the 14th century, the church added reproductive crimes to the list of heretical activities. Sister Federici says, quote,
"After the spread of the plague, the sexual aspects of heresy became more prominent in its persecution. Heretics were accused of animal worship, including the infamous Bacchium subcauda,
the kiss under the tail,
and indulging in orgiastic rituals, night flights, and child sacrifices.
Or to divert the young male peasants from revolution, the sex card was used. They were granted open sexual relations even by the church now. This was not a real sexual freedom. Many criminals who were penniless sons of lords ended up raping working class and peasant women, and easily got away with it. The decriminalization of rape created havoc in the world of working class women, who after being raped had no place in society, and ended up becoming prostitutes, and later witches. The politicization of sexuality, especially related to heretical movements, quote,
marked the transition from persecution of heresy to witch hunting, and the figure of the heretic became that of a woman, so that by the beginning of the 15th century, the main target of the persecution against heretics became the witch.
No ideology has been spared in being used as a tool at the hands of the powerful classes, be it religion or even the concept of sexual freedom. In the next chapter, we will discover how a new emerging power, capitalism, used every ideology it could to exploit the working class. In its transition to capitalism, European society witnessed an earth-shattering bloodshed and violence against the working class. Women suffered double degradation, first because of their class, second because of their gender.
The peasant revolt ultimately suffered a blow when the new powerful class, the town bourgeoisie, shook hands with another powerful class, the nobility, and helped it to suppress the revolution.
Movements are contagious, and that's what the powerful classes have always been scared of. The early capitalist bourgeoisie started getting afraid that the revolutionary wave might reach the town workers as well, before the peasants and the workers could join hands. The nobility and capitalists did.
Quote, it was the urban bourgeoisie, after 2 centuries of struggles, waged in order to gain full sovereignty within the walls of its communes, who reinstated the power of the nobility by voluntarily submitting to the rule of the prince, the first step on the road to the absolute state. This is an episode in a series of videos analyzing the book Caliban and the Witch, Woman, the Body, and Primitive Accumulation by the philosopher Sylvia Federici. Like and subscribe for more witchcraft, for more knowledge. Special thanks to you, Srepet, for supporting the channel on Patreon.